Hi, Wycliffe Barrett here, Xplane dedicated. I've had a terrible weekend. I spent all day trying to get this to work so I could set up a streaming PC. It didn't.
Zero Bravo Bravo, good afternoon to you. Report your outfit. 2000.
Over the weekend I got an email from Dekelem. Dekelem has been with us way from the beginning, right at the very start of everything, and he said to me, Wycliffe, why don't you do a vlog on Vatsim? How do we connect to Vatsim? How do we fly online? I checked through all my blogs because I thought I'd done this, but I hadn't. So I've been filming, I've been editing. Let's have a look at what I've put together.
Flying on Vatsim is relatively easy. The hard part, I suppose, is ATC. But the first thing you really need to do is go to vatsim.net. I've got the link up here, www.vatsim.net. And this is where you join the Vatsim network. As I say, it's really quite straightforward, and within a few minutes you could be online flying. But I suppose the learning is all about phraseology. But let's not worry about that just for the moment. So, go to Vatsim, and up at the top there you'll see pilots, about pilots, ATC members and documents. If you look at the pilots tab, it actually tells you where to go, and you need to come to this page, which is member registration. Okay, I think it says on the tab join here. There are a number of documents for you to read, especially the code of conduct and the code of regulations. Even if you don't read them, you are bound by those rules. It says you can read them here. Click there if you wish. Yes, if you've read them. And at this point, you register for your pilot identification digit, which is a number, and your password. The first thing you need to do, of course, is put in your name. So it's first name, then family name, email address, and you have to have a full registered email address and then confirm it. Your age, there's a set of age ranges here, and even though it says 12 and under, you have to be 13 to join Vatsim. Okay. After that, you put a password reminder word in there, something that will remind you of your password, and then choose where it is, which country you're in, which country you actually live in, where you are living at this moment. All the countries are there, and then underneath, you would say whether you're a real ATC or a hobbyist, and then your preferred region. Select your preferred region. Obviously, I live in the United Kingdom, so my preferred region is Europe. If you was to live in New York, your preferred region would be North America. Plain and simple. And then click on Register Me. Once that happens, an email will be sent to you with your PID and your password. The next thing you need to do is find the software. Going back to the main page at the beginning, there's a tab there that says Software under Resources, and the one that we require, because we're Xplane, is Xsquawkbox. You see it down here? Xsquawkbox. Xsquawkbox works with Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. Okay, all three of them. So you can have a look at the FAQ. There's quite a good FAQ there, but you only really need that if you get into problems. Most people don't get into problems. Download it. Here you go. I've just downloaded it. It only takes a few seconds to download. And once downloaded, you then need to install it into your Xplane. Here I've got all the folders open that we need. So there's the download of Xsquawkbox. You just need to open that, WinRAR or WinZip, and you'll see the folder there. At this point, you have to click and drag that folder into your Xplane Resources Plugins folder. We'll show you here. Xplane, come on, there we go. Scroll down, find resources, and resources is there. And then you just click and drag it in. So you just click and drag Xsquawkbox into the resources folder. It's as simple as that. No need for installers or anything else. Once it's in there, it's there. You see all the other folders inside. Okay, so click and drag. Simple.
A few moments later.
Quite literally a few moments later, we open up Xplane 10 and go to our plugins folder in the menu at the top, and there you will see Xsquawkbox. Now, some people seem to get into trouble installing Xsquawkbox, and I don't know why. It is straightforward. All you have to do is click and drag into your plugins folder, and it will be there. At this point, you do need to do some configuration of Xsquawkbox. So you click on it and you'll see a relational menu will open. And you'll see a number of things here: preferences, connect, flight plan, and a few other items that like proxy servers. So you don't need to worry about those, but you certainly do need to configure it. And so we'll open up the dialog again for configuring. So plugins, connect. Click on connect, and the first time you do this, you will need to fill in some details. So call sign, I took this one, I think is 2E2302. You fill in your name and the server that you want to use. I've chosen UK1 because that's the server closest to me in the UK here. So this UK1. And then once you've chosen your server, you put in, you don't need to worry about the port, that's all chosen. You put in your ID number, then your password, and then you make sure that you've got the right aircraft. So for this, I've got the Boeing 767-300, so that's B763, and choose a livery, 2E, and that's it. And make sure that you're actually displaying a 2E livery in your aircraft, or whatever livery it is, and then you simply click on the connect button. Okay, there's a couple of other things we need to do in terms of configuring the mic and our push to talk button. I'll show you those in a moment. There we go, connected, and as soon as that purple writing appears, you are connected to the Vatsim network. It's that straightforward, so simple, it is easy. But of course, as I say, we need to configure a few things in Xsquawkbox, such as our microphone, a push-to-talk button. And you do that under the preferences screen, and it's, you know, there's already a default button which is on the numpad. You'll see it there. I've got a joystick button also attached, so I'm using a push-to-talk button on my joystick. And then the rest of the configuration is about the size of the text window, where you want your icons to appear. You see the little red icon appearing in the top right hand corner. That tells me that my mic is open when I push the PTT. And the rest of the configuration, much of it is set by default, but you can change some parameters if you want, such as how wide the text window will be, etc. And that is more or less it. And as you can see, somebody's just written something there on Unicom, somebody else somewhere else. Unicom is how we communicate when there is no ATC about, and I'll show you that in a moment. And really, quite simply, all you do is press the Enter key, and a dialog box will open, as you'll see in a moment, and you just type into it. Obviously, if ATC was on, so if air traffic control was here at Cardiff, I would have to tune my radio to that frequency, and I'll show you that in a moment. So just making sure we file a flight plan. So you write in the top here your flight plan. Now I'm going to go from Cardiff to Manchester, so EGFF, EGCC very quickly. There we are. Flight levels short, it's not very high, flight level 120. And then put the flight plan here in the bottom, Brecon, November 864, and then Monty. Next dialog box down, go down, here we are, down here, shows that I can receive and send text, and also that I can receive and transmit voice. For some reason, just putting in the IK codes again, making sure they're correct. And you can change the flight time, change it to an hour and a half. Okay, there we are. Down at the bottom there is receive and send text, but also receive voice. Beneath it is a little radio bar with a button there, and there's a number of options there. You tick on that is receive voice, and then send. So that's the flight plan sent to the Vatsim servers, so everybody knows where you're going, what you're doing, what your flight plan is. And as you see, I've just pressed enter there, and dialog opens. I just type in here EGFF traffic, Brecon 1 Alpha departure, runway 30, e.g. CC. And I'm just notifying other people on the network of my intentions. Unicom is not for chatting to other pilots, it's just so you can transmit your intentions when there is no ATC about, okay? So there it is. I mean, it's really quite straightforward. It shouldn't take you too long. You can download the software where you can get registered, download the software, and connect to Vatsim all within a matter of a few minutes, depending on how long it takes for you to get that email with your identification number and password in. I'm just tuning the radio here to Cardiff Radar 125.65 to transmit to Cardiff Radar. If they were online, you press your PTT button and talk to them. Of course, that's the easy bit. The next bit is actually learning the phraseology. And the radio telephony phraseology is different in the United Kingdom, in Europe and Asia as it is to America. In the UK and Europe, we use CAP 413. CAP 413. So if you Google it, you'll find this document here, which is quite large, 374 pages, I believe. This is edition 21. This is full of all the radio telephony phraseology that you will need during your time on Vatsim. Okay, the best chapter to go to is chapter 11. Chapter 11 has a complete flight, IFR flight, from starting engines or first calling up tower or ground all the way through to landing. And I found this invaluable when I was learning. I used to have a file open on my desk. I printed it open. I had it open on my desk, and everything that I was supposed to say was highlighted in yellow. And what I had to say was the aeroplane. So the dialogue next to the aeroplane was what I had to say, what you had to say. And I found this incredible. And without this, it is very difficult to learn ATC. You know, you can listen at airports, but this is the thing that you need. Obviously, it's slightly different in America, and I'll show you the American document in a moment. But the best way to learn is have this and go to a busy airport and sit on the ground somewhere out of the way and just listen to ATC and try to pick out, you know, one aircraft and listen to what they're saying and have this with you. Okay, this is the way to learn. You can't learn just by jumping in. And when you first start flying online, do not go to Heathrow or LAX or New York, because it'll be so busy you'll just get in a lot of trouble. Okay, so this is the FAA document, so it's JO7110.65. This is for the Americas, so that's North America and South America, and the Pacific Islands, I believe. This is your document to look at. When you Google it, it comes up with this. It's a PDF file, and this document is huge, over 700 pages. I haven't looked through it because obviously, as I've learnt ATC, if I fly in the United States, I just repeat what they say to me. The clearances are slightly different from the clearances that you would get in the UK, because all our clearances are done on SIDS. In America, they don't have SIDS that much. They're just departure clearances, so they're slightly different. But once again, if you look at this, learn this, you won't go too far wrong. So just to summarize, you can join Vatsim, get the software, and be installed all within a good 15 minutes. Learning ATC takes longer, okay? My best advice, load up at a quiet regional airport and, you know, listen and then practice. Start off in a Cessna. Do not start off in a big jet, because everything happens a lot quicker in a big jet and you need to know what you're doing. It's great fun, and there's lots of people there to help you. And there's Vatsim net forums, there's Vatsim Facebook, and there's lots of places to help you. And we'll even help on XPD. As always, this is Wycliffe Barrett. Hope you've enjoyed the vlog, and we'll see you soon. Cheerio. Yeah.